Okay, and we are live, y'all. This is an Afrobeat tune that I've been working on, and added some guitar recently. Akil Thompson on this, Chester Thompson on the drums, and hope you guys are digging it. We're doing some cool stuff tonight. Play a little music from the Viridian trio coming up, and fix my microphone here. Hope everybody's doing well. Everything is good here. Nashville's in the first phases of opening up. And so yeah, I hope everybody's doing well. You guys have been hanging out, being creative, doing some fun stuff, eating some good food. And I know I have. It's beautiful here, lovely springtime. Just been working on music, talking to friends and family, hanging out a bit. So yeah, everything is good. Everything is good. Let me do flute solo. Alright, let's do a little board fade there. Alright. Well, thanks for joining me, y'all. Very glad you're here. And hope you'll have a good time tonight. Got a couple of things I want to get into with you this evening. One of which is I'm going to play a tune of mine called Sweet Magnolias. I have, as I think I've mentioned previously, I have a play-along right here that I put out last year. And it has a bunch of tunes on it, a bunch of cool tunes, tunes of mine. I think they're cool, actually. I hope you like them, too. And this one, Sweet Magnolias, is on here. It's kind of a slower tune. I did the artwork on that, too. Little single-line drawings that I like to do. And it all looks great. It all, all has really nice charts in here, and everything's really explained well. And I've got them for all the different instruments, B-flat, tenor, and trumpet, and trombone, and keyboards, and all that stuff. And so I'm going to play the tune out of here. This is a play-along that features Chris Walters on keys, Felix Pastorius on electric bass, Roy Futureman Wooten on the drums, myself on saxes, Bill Fanning, the Spaceman, on trumpet. And so I'm going to play along with this. I want to let you know also that I will be releasing the sheet music for this tune, Sweet Magnolias, as well as the track that I record here, and also the play-along track. So you'll be able to play along with this tune as well if you want. So I'm going to turn the camera around so y'all can kind of watch what's going on here as is being recorded. For some reason, the orientation on my phone is not correct, but I think that it's all right for you. I think that you can see it. I'm watching on my other computer, and it seems to be okay. So that's what I'm banking on. So this tune is on a record of mine called Mutopia, and recorded a few years ago. Kofi Burbridge on keyboards, and I think Felix is on this track also, and again, Future Man on the drums. Yeah, so I hope you like it. So as you can see, this is the track that's up there, and that's the track I'll be recording to. So I'm going to put myself in a record here. And so I think I've showed you before, but I'm going to show you again, and then I'm going to turn the camera around so you can watch while I record it. As you go in closer, you actually get to see what the music looks like. Get closer, closer, closer. They become pretty wavy. Not exactly waves because it's all digital. It's zeros and ones, obviously. But this is what music looks like also. You can see the rhythmic patterns, so on and so forth. Okay? So I'm going to turn you around again so you can see me while I'm playing it, so you know that it's not, I am not a robot. All right, so here we go. I'm going to put myself into record. I'm going to shut down this mic so we don't get any phasing. I'm going to play into the other microphone. It's amazing to me that we can do this in this day and age. So cool. Okay, wish me luck. Okay, Sweet Magnolias. It's a fun tune to play. It's in the key of B flat concert. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I enjoyed playing it for you. So again, you guys will get the sheet music for this for free. I'll get this up online tomorrow, if not later tonight. You get the sheet music. You get this recording right here. With this solo that I just recorded on it. And you'll also get the track if you want to play along with it too. You'll get an MP3 of that track. If you're interested in the play along, you can go to jeffcoffin.com and check it out. And all the links are on there for all my education stuff, my books, my recordings, It's all up there. So check it out if you're interested. All right, so we are going to get into some cool stuff now. That was really fun. Again, Sweet Magnolias. And as I mentioned before, I'm going to get into a piece that was recorded by a group called the Viridian Trio, which is myself on horns, woodwinds, Felix Pastorius on electric bass, and Jordan Perlson on the drums. So this is a group that I took over to Tuva, where the throat singers are, a few years back. And we were invited to come over and be part of their throat singing festival and music festival. A lot of people call it throat singing. That was, I guess maybe that's the easiest thing to call it, but there's different styles of it, and that's actually what it's called. But it's folk music from Tuva. If you're not familiar with Tuva, it's T-U-V-A, like tuba with a V, and it's outside of Mongolia. They are not Mongolian, and if this is Mongolia, they're in the northwestern corner up here, and so it's an incredible place. Very interesting people, very nomadic culture. We stayed in a yurt the first night we were there, which was incredible. My wife came with me. Another friend of mine, Richard Aspinwall, came. Of course, Jordan and Felix. Met some amazing people over there. There's a group called the Alash Ensemble, A-L-A-S-H Ensemble, who are very good friends. If you've heard the Flecktones Jingle All the Way holiday recording that we did, you would hear the Alash Ensemble on that recording. And so when they come to town, they stay at our house and they hang out. And so they invited us over and we went. And so we put this trio together and recorded here in the studio, here in Into the Air Studios, ITA Studios. And we brought a recording over with us. This has not been released in the States yet. We did sell and give away a lot of recordings over there. When we were there, we recorded this specifically for that trip. But it's done, and I will be releasing this later this year. But this is one of the tunes on there, and it's a pretty fun tune. It's a collaboration that we all worked on together. And so one of the reasons, well, I'll play it for you, and then I'll talk about the title. So I'm going to play this whole tune for you, and hope you dig it. And this is called EEYORE'S Wrong Turn. And if you follow the cursor, you can see where we are. Right here. I'm going to turn it up a little bit for you also. There we go. Now it's a party. If you all have any questions, also put them in the comments, and my friend Julia would help me out. Yeah, thanks, Doug. I just brought the volume up, actually. All right. Right on. So that's EEYORE'S Wrong Turn. Felix Pastorius on the electric bass. Jordan Perlson on the drums. Me on the horns. Hey, I want to let you know also that we are raising money. ITA Studio Streams is raising money for local Nashville musicians. And you can check that out at itastudiostreams.com. You can donate there. And 100% of that money goes directly to Nashville musicians. I take nothing, and there's a PayPal link on there that you can check out. Excuse me. There is no amount that's too small, no amount that's too large. And I want to thank my mom in particular. She sent me out some money this week for the studio streams, and I do believe that she's online right now checking out this Facebook Live episode. So, Mom, I love you. Thank you. And I really appreciate it. And let's see. Yeah, we're almost at, all said and done, almost at $10,000 in that account for local musicians. So let's keep moving it. Let's keep moving it, folks. It's going to a good place. There's no more gigs. There's almost no more work. And so we're hopeful that as things start to open up, maybe things will start to open up. But that's still a few weeks away, and people are struggling. Okay, so what I'm going to do, again, itastudiostreams.com. You can check out all those links there. I'm going to break this tune down for you, and I'm going to tell you a fun story about one of the instruments that Jordan is playing on here. So I'm going to give you a little bit of the bass line here first. This is Felix Pastorius on the electric bass. Whoops. Oh, boy. It's chaos. So he's got so he's got an octave thing going on there also, and as you can see, maybe in these little places where it's grayed out, I muted those, and I only wanted that in a few different little places. Right? Okay. So that's a pretty grooving little bass line. And let's see what's going on with the drums. And I want to make sure that I am muted here so we don't get any extraneous saxophonists. And gonna mute that. Gonna mute the ass tooth track. I'll tell you about that in a minute. Let's check out the drums. And if you have any questions, go ahead and throw them in the comments section, and we will get to them as we can. Hey, Roy Agee's online. Hey, Roy Agee. Man, I sure do love you. I want you to come on here sometime with me, Roy. Hi, Melissa May. Thanks for joining. We're just listening to the drums on this tune right now, called EEYORE'S Wrong Turn. All right, so let's listen to the bass. Oops, listen to the bass and the drums together. Here we go. Hey, John Reeves and Thomas Mancini. We got Portugal in the house. Right on. All right, so that's pretty grooving. That's really great. So I'm gonna go, and I'm just gonna give you the horn parts to check out. I'm going to release them from the same group here so I can play them one at a time, and you can hear how they kind of work together. Okay, so let's check that out with just the drums and see how it sounds with just the alto sax and the drums. Okay, so we know what that sounds like. Let's check out both horn parts here and see what's going on. Actually, let's check out the other one first. All right, now let's check out both horn parts. Okay, so let's check that out with just the drums, just the horns and the drums. Right? Okay, so let's put all that together with the bass. And you know, that sounds. If you notice, the bass parts are in between the melody, right there. The melody, he's just sitting out. So he kind of gets out of the way. So there's space that's in there also. A little modulation. Hey, Socrates Garcia, I see you there. Goes into a drum solo, etc. Okay, so one of the things that you can hear in there, hopefully, is that there is a lot of transparency within the tune itself. There's a lot of room to listen to other stuff that's going on, and I'm going to highlight this track for you. I'm actually fairly excited about this. So this was an overdub that Jordan did. And I think I'm going to tell you a little story here. All right, so a few years ago, my wife and I went to Machu Picchu for her birthday. And so while I was there, we were in Cusco. And I got a call from a saxophone player. Apparently in Peru, I did not know this until I went there. The saxophone is like the most popular instrument in Peru. And so we were in Cusco at 11,200 feet, and I get a phone call. I don't know anybody in Cusco, but I get a phone call. This guy wants me, he's inviting me to do a saxophone masterclass, a clinic in Cusco at 11,200 feet. And so I said, well, I don't have my horns with me. They're in Lima. And I said, well, if you have horns, I said, I guess I could borrow your horns and your mouthpieces if you're okay with that. It was pre-corona, by the way, obviously. And so I did this clinic. I did this workshop. I went in early and, checked out his horns and mouthpieces to make sure that that everything would be cool. And so I did the clinic and kind of do what I do. I did some solo stuff and apparently I did like an 18-minute solo piece, which I didn't realize was that long. And so took a bunch of questions. I mean, they had like 15 or 18 people there for this thing at 11,200 feet in the middle of Peru, and they were all saxophone players. And he apologized to me later and said, "Man, I'm really sorry. We could have had more people here if we had had more than 2 or 3 days notice." And I said, "More people?" I said, "I'm stunned that there were this many people." And he said, "Oh," he says, "we're everywhere." He says, "We could have had 40 or 50 people in this place, with like a week's notice." And but other people were out on gigs and all this kind of stuff. So at the end of the clinic, we talked, took a bunch of questions, had an amazing time. It was really beautiful. And at the end, he said, "We want to give you a token of our appreciation," right? So I said, "Okay, cool," and thinking that it might be something handmade or woven or whatever. He goes to the other room, to a shelf, where there were multiple of these. I'm going to show you what he gave me. Literally, the jawbone of an ass, right? It's a donkey jawbone. And so to say that I was stunned is a little bit of an understatement. It's very clean, okay? And so he told me that this is an instrument that they play. Whoops. Just lost a tooth, but there's a reason for that also. It's an instrument that they play, and there's an instrument that a lot of percussionists use called a vibraslap. And when you hit the jawbone, it gives you this vibration, this brrr kind of sound. Check it out. Right? So the vibraslap is based off of this instrument. You basically hold it around the teeth. You just pop it. Right? So the other thing that you can do, because one of the teeth comes out, look at the size of this thing. It's crazy. And it's flat, too. Right? So you can see that it's a non-meat eating animal because it's flat teeth. Just like us. We're not supposed to eat meat because our teeth are flat. That's a whole other thing. So you can use this. There's an instrument called the güero, which is a Latin instrument. Right, so you've got both of those sounds. You've got the güero sound, and you've also got the vibraslap sound. So I showed this to Jordan, and Jordan kind of has a thing for playing a lot of different instruments. He's a multi-instrumentalist, percussionist, as well as an incredible kit drummer. And so he says, "I have to play that on something." And so this was the tune. And so I want to turn you back around here so you can check out the track again. So we just called the instrument Ass Tooth, and which I thought was pretty fitting, befitting the instrument, befitting the donkey. And so I'm going to play you just his track of the Ass Tooth. Just gives it this crazy little bounce, right? So now I'm going to add in. I'm just add in bass first. So he's on the and. And. So it gives it this particular kind of bounce, right? I'm going to turn it up now so you can hear it. Almost sounds like a cicada. All right, so now I'm going to put everybody in so you can hear the whole track one more time for a little bit. Okay. There we go. Bring it back down into the track a little bit. So it's fun kind of showing you these different parts and how the tune is built. And this tune is like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13 total tracks. And do a little board fade here. Yes, 13 total tracks, and which is really not very many when you consider that some pop tunes, you know, will have like hundreds of tracks. And you know, you can fill stuff in a lot of times, especially with pop music. It gets so dense that you can't really hear through it, and they end up compressing it a lot also. And then they turn it into an MP3. I don't know if you know, but in an MP3, loses over 80% of the musical information that you hear. And so high-res files, they give you like an audiophile experience if you have the equipment to be able to use it on and to listen to it. That does bring me to a question. Someone had asked, I said, I'm curious what kind of speakers and amp is this program playing through while you listen? Well, right now, I'm just going through headphones, some Audio Technica. What's the number on this? The AT50X, I think. Yeah, AT50X. And these are great. They're non-fatiguing. Oh, excuse me. I lit some incense earlier, and it started to tickle my nose. But these are the AT50, the Audio Technica 50X, and they're completely non-fatiguing, so I could wear these all day and not feel like I've been listening to music all day. They're super comfy. I got these actually when I did Family Dinner 2 with Snarky Puppy. They gave us all orange headphones, which was very cool. And but usually I have some PMC speakers, and I've just brought them to the shop today to get looked at. I was getting a little bit of noise out of one of them. They're really high-end audio studio monitors, rather, and so I wanted to bring them over and get them checked out. And it's a great company, PMC, and you know, check them out if you get a chance if you're looking for something really, really great. Okay, so another question. I'm going to take a few questions here, and someone was asking if I have a beginner's book. I'm assuming that you meant the play along. No, I don't actually, but there is a book that I wrote with a friend of mine, Caleb Chapman, a few years ago, called The Articulate Jazz Musician, and that has some really simple tunes of mine in there. I wrote 14 tunes for that book, and the rhythm section on that is Chris Walters, Victor Wooten on bass, and Roy Futureman Wooten on the drums. So you can check that out. I'm not losing my mind here looking around. I'm just closing the session. And so, yeah, you can find that. It's on Alfred Publishing. And I believe there's a link in my store for that as well. Again, you can go to jeffcoffin.com and check that out. And that has, again, it has some pretty simple tunes for the trumpet, it doesn't go above the F in the staff of the trumpet, so any young trumpet player could play that also. And I'll play a little bit of this tune for you while I'm talking. It's called In the Folds, and it's a tune that I guess maybe I changed the name. I think it's called Folding In now. It's a tune that I wrote on piano and recorded on piano early in the lockdown, called Folding In. So anyways, yeah, check out The Articulate Jazz Musician, and that's as much of a beginner's book as I would say that I have. I do have a series of saxophone books called The Saxophone Book. You can go to thesaxophonebook.com and check that out. There's a lot of really great fundamental exercises that are in there. Takes you through all 12 keys, working different scales, and in the first book it's all major scales in the modes. Second book is all harmonic minor and melodic minor, blues scale, and blues in 12 different keys in 2 forms, all transposed out with the arpeggios. Book 3 is a bunch of intervallic sequences. I've actually just started a new book that's going to be dealing with fundamental elements of improvisation, and hopefully that'll be out sometime in the next few months. I'm working hard on that. I'm very excited about it, and that will definitely be a beginner's book, moving from beginning improvisation into I would say intermediate improvisation, and really breaks it down. I think that I think this is really the way to start to understand it from a pedagogical standpoint as well. And I'm not sure that anything has been published that's exactly like this before, so I'm pretty excited. And okay, so let's see, a couple more questions. When you play with Dave Matthews Band, do you write your own parts to the songs? Yeah, Rashawn and I write a lot of the parts. He does the main part of the arranging, and we both come up with certain things that we try. Behind solos, a lot of times we just come up with stuff, especially live, and it's really fun to kind of challenge each other and see what we can come up with. Sometimes it's goofy stuff, you know, like might be a TV theme or something, or you know, a tune that we've all been talking about backstage, or who knows what, any number of different things. So we like to challenge each other on that, which is a lot of fun. But in the studio, yeah, we come up with the parts, and we rework them. Sometimes Dave will come up with an idea and kind of sing it to us and say, well, I'm kind of thinking about this here. And so we try to get inside his brain and bring something to the table that we think that he's singing to us. And so he's, you know, definitely proactive in what we play also. Okay, one other question. Now that the DMB summer tour has been postponed, any plans for the summer? Well, that's a good question. Yeah, as you probably all know at this point, the Dave Matthews Band tour has been postponed until 2021. And I think maybe there's some extra dates that have been added also. I'm not sure. I haven't looked at it yet since it's a year away. But we're going to miss all the fans, and we want to thank you guys, of course, for the support and the understanding that this is really out of our hands. And we want everybody to be safe and healthy, and this was the way to do it. And I completely support that decision. So yeah, so I'm just about to announce in a few days and put stuff out online that I'm going to be offering lessons, and I've been doing offering packages of lessons for those people that want to study with me. As you know, I do a lot of education work. It's a big part of my passion of music, music education, improvisation. So I'm already working with a few students. Some of you probably know I teach at Vanderbilt University here in Nashville, Tennessee also. And so I'll be continuing with some of my students over the summer, and working with some new students as well. And I'm very excited about it. I had a couple of really fun lessons today, and I've got another one tomorrow with a new student. So it's exciting to me to be able to do that kind of thing. I'm going to be releasing singles also through the year. I'm going to be doing more of this, doing some session work in Nashville. I've also been recording for some other folks here in town, and so I'm looking forward to doing more of that. So yeah, I mean, plans are, I'm kind of looking long term. I want to keep this kind of thing going. The ITA Studio Streams is going to come back to life since Nashville is in the beginning stages of kind of releasing out of the stay-at-home orders. We will be bringing that back. I'm hoping next week we'll start to be able to do up to a trio in here. It'll be live, and so people will be able to tip the bands. And through the ITA Studio Streams Fund, I will be able to pay all the musicians that come through here as well. And so I'm very excited about that, to start getting money back into these guys' pockets. And I'm looking forward to seeing my friends, and we will be socially distancing. We're going to be masking when need be, and that will probably be most of the time. So I'll have some questions for them as well. So we'll be announcing that this week and letting folks know about that. And so yeah, excited to have a lot of things coming up, and looking forward to getting with my buddies and playing music together again, albeit on a very limited basis. And obviously there will be no audience members, but we're hopefully going to be bringing you a lot of really great music this year. So keep tuning in to itastudiostreams.com. Again, if you want to donate, you can go to itastudiostreams.com. There's a PayPal link on that, and you can donate there to your heart's content. And again, 100% of that money goes to local Nashville musicians. Another tune you're listening to right now is the Viridian Trio. It's called Hat on Hat, and that's off the Viridian Trio's record, and which will be re-released. It will be released, not re-released. It'll be released later this year on Ear Up Records, which is my record label. You can go to earuprecords.com and check all the stuff out that's on there. We had a wonderful release last week from John Estes, a really wonderful and creative bass player and producer here in Nashville. And we've got a record by my friend John McKenna, saxophonist, coming out in the next few weeks, so we'll keep you posted on that as well. And I want to thank you all for coming out, checking out Sweet Magnolias and EEYORE'S Wrong Turn. I hope you get the reference of EEYORE'S Wrong Turn with the jawbone here. I think you know what I'm saying. And so again, you're going to get a free download of EEYORE'S Wrong Turn as well. You're also going to get the sheet music of Sweet Magnolias. You're going to get the play-along track. You're going to get the track with my solo as well. And then you get to listen to Hat on Hat. What a fun night. Thanks for hanging out, y'all. I appreciate you very much. Love to everybody. Love to my mom. Hey, Mom. Love you very much. And so again, thanks everybody for coming out and hanging out. And I am going to leave you with Hat on Hat. And hope you guys have a great night. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. And I will see you next Friday, 7 p.m. here in the studio, itastudiostreams.com. You're checking out In the Studio, and I appreciate you all very much. Have a great evening, and I will see you all soon. Felix Pastorius on the electric bass. What's up, Emmanuel Etcham? I see you there, buddy. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, Flooded Studios, thanks for tuning in from Canada. Those are the folks who makes Carter's shirts. Thanks for checking it out, Mike. Appreciate you, brother. Here's the board fade. Thanks, everybody. Have a good one. I'll see you next Friday, if not sooner. Take care. Peace.